Hello, this is Dr. J back with some more Let's Play Doom. We have completed map 4 of the Ultimate Doom levels, so we're halfway done, in theory. Next up is going to be map 5, They Will Repent. We're talking about the demons. I don't know if they'll repent, but they'll be dead. Damn it. Its scanners are my bane, but I'm pretty sure that's true for just about every Doom player. Okay, we've got some kind of lake of blood or something out there. Checking volume levels on the music. They look okay, I think. Don't think they look too loud. Oh, music's kicking up. Yep, volume levels still look okay. Interesting, we've got kind of like a channel of blood that goes underneath this groove in the wall here. Got a window into some fairly cavernous chamber. Oh, who's shooting me? Actually, not even sure who hit me there. Chain gun. Oh, I'm at 0% armor. Got some armor over there that would get me to 100, but... Oh, how are you still alive after 3 shotgun hits? Is there another one? I am just getting hit. Okay, where am I getting hit from now? I am surrounded on all sides. Okay. Room clear? I think it might be. It's a pain when pinkies body block for enemies. I mean, it works out if the enemies hit the pinky, and then the pinky attacks them, you know, friendly fire, infighting. But what happens just as often is the pinky just absorbs your shots at the enemy, and then as the pinky dies, they get off free hits on you. That seems to happen to me quite frequently. My health is not looking good. My ammo is still looking fine. Okay, judging by all the corpses I've been here. That's probably a teleporter. Let's try it. Okay, good call. That got me to the armor. Up to 100%. Oh, I see a bunch of lost souls. Well, 2. Good. Okay, rocket launcher, which we have, but rocket launcher means rockets. Get wrecked. Okay, glad I risked that teleporter. Going through teleporters is always scary because you're just as likely to come out surrounded by monsters. Oh, health. Beautiful. Now we're looking pretty good. Let's follow this river of blood. I'm sure that'll take us somewhere good, as blood rivers do. Shells. Does the blood hurt us? Yes, it sure does. I could see myself backing into that barrel and it exploding and me taking a ton of damage. Caco Demon. Hey, buddy. More rockets. Wow, we're almost full on rockets. Found the red door. Don't have any keys yet, though. Okay, let's try to remember it's here. Come back once we've got the red skull key. And that, I think, is also red. Maybe the other one's yellow. I have a little trouble telling the difference between them in this game. I'm not colorblind at all, but in this particular game, the red and yellow doors, I have a little trouble distinguishing them for some reason. Mostly just the skull-style doors, not the tech ones. Anyone else want some? Want to join the legions of demons that have been slain by Doom Guy? It's basically an honor at this point. Okay, red key needed for that door as well. Pausing to take a drink of water, kind of parched. More rockets. Ah, there's the red key. Okay. Convenient. Alright, the red door was just nearby. Was it... Oh, right behind me. Silly. Now I know there was another one. Okay, well that was exciting. I'm really going through the shotgun ammo. Plasma gun. Okay. Is this basically just for the plasma gun? I see a radiation suit over there. Okay, I cut out some navigational derpage, some flailing around figuring out what to do. Practiced the level a little bit from here, and I think I figured out a pretty nifty way to complete it. Now, one annoying thing, there's an imp hanging out right below the ledge here, my least favorite thing in Doom, who might... Okay, nope, he wasn't right below us, so that was lucky. Okay, that all went pretty well. Okay, so what I'm going to do is come up here and drop down to here where we're going to find a supercharge. Nice, tons of health. And an obnoxious little lost soul. There's quite a few of them here. Going to be coming at us from all directions. Grab another radiation suit. Take these guys down. Now we can run right across here. Okay, deal with some more lost souls. Alright, no one attacking us from that direction. Ah! I knew that there was a lost soul. I could hear him. Snuck up behind me. We've still 1 on health overall from getting that supercharge. Okay, now. I'm going to be a little cheesy and make a quick save here because I'm going to make a blind jump. And also, it's a little tricky to stay on the narrow ledge I'm going to try to land on. Oh, if I can kill some guys ahead of time, it'll help. Enough of this. Okay, that should help. Now I'll make my save. Get wrecked. Alright, you know what the hilarious thing is? I did that on my first try off camera, and now that I'm recording, it took me like over a dozen tries to get that jump right. That's the LP curse for you. As soon as you're on camera, everything goes to hell. So the reason that I wanted to land on that ledge is because if you navigate carefully, and it's clearly intended because it has that little gap, but it is designed so that you can run across. We get a BFG 9000, oh yes, as it says at the top of the screen. Now we just carefully navigate back. Go! Alright, and it seems, I don't know if this was intended or not, but I cheesed the level pretty hard, I think. Because I skipped both the blue and the yellow keys, and yet here we are at the exit. I think that's worth a save. Alright, and that's map 5 done. Next up is going to be map 6. Continuing to make pretty good progress. So for map 6, we're back to post-commentary mode. This was a difficulty spike again, as hard as the first 2 maps, I would say. It's also definitely my least favorite map of the Ultimate Doom expansion maps so far, and probably one of my least favorite Doom maps overall. We'll get into the reason for that as I begin playing through the level and doing post-commentary. So let's go ahead and see the run. Now this map starts off innocuously enough. It kind of reminds me of, I think, map 2 from episode 3, Slough of Despair or whatever, where it's kind of craggy crevasse, a labyrinth of a craggy crevasse with a lot of dead trees around. Has a little bit of that same vibe. Pretty labyrinthine. There's a lot of enemies skulking around in this little opening area. For being as tiny as it is, it's surprisingly confusing and easy to get turned around. But this first part is not really the problem with this map. I did pretty badly at this opening part. As you can see, I'm not playing well. I'm taking an insane amount of damage from these shotgunners that are hitting me from behind. But I went with the theory of don't throw a runaway just because it starts out poorly. You might recover and do better. So I pressed on even though my start was so bad. It also helps that there's all those health pickups there at the beginning, which pretty much made up for my poor play. Now you exit this little labyrinth, craggy labyrinth, and come to basically a big courtyard around a demonic citadel, more or less. There's a lot of enemies around. You got shotgunners, pinkies, lost souls. This lost soul is incredibly durable. We can see that there is toxic sludge around the citadel, and a radiation suit. Got some infighting going there. There is a cacodemon in that tower, and because I have such a surplus of rockets, I decided to go ahead and take him out with those. There he goes, he's dead. I do like the very distinctive demon death sounds in this game. A couple of imps hiding up in alcoves there, took care of them. Grabbing some ammo scattered around the courtyard. And that wall looks different on the map. It's a different color, which indicates that it's a fake wall, and if you go through, you get the plasma gun and some ammo. Now I hop down into the toxic sludge because there's clearly nowhere else to go, grab the radiation suit, and it takes us to sort of a little culvert or sewer area underneath the citadel. A cage in the middle with some enemies that try to take pot shots at us. Everything about this map is fine so far. We haven't gotten to the annoying part yet. Some specters wandering around in the muck. I think one of them manages to get the drop on me in a moment, if I remember right. Yep, right there. Bit me right in the face because I didn't even see him. Finally took him down, and I kind of wasted a lot of time, so I went back for the radiation suit there in order to keep up my immunity to the toxic garbage. And that just leads to a little ledge with a couple health ups. Somebody somewhere managed to get a shot off on me there. And as it turns out, what you have to do is you have to just jump over that ledge into the giant lake of toxic sludge, well, in the middle of basically this huge cavernous central area in the middle of the citadel. And this is where the map gets stupid, because the basic idea of the map is that it's split up into kind of 4 quadrants, roughly speaking. And you access the quadrants by riding an elevator up that central tower and approaching the central teleporter from a different direction. Even though it's the same teleporter, each of the 4 different directions will teleport you somewhere different. And you have to basically figure out which quadrant each of the 4 directions teleports you to. And at this point, I did several runs, got in some practice, and determined that I needed to approach the teleporter from that direction to go to where I can get the blue skull key. But what's stupid about this is that elevator is in the middle of the lake of toxic sludge. And yeah, there's a few radiation suits, but it's really easy to go through your supply of radiation suits as you're trying to figure out which teleporter directions take you to which parts of the map and what order you have to visit them in, because you have to visit them in a particular order, and sometimes you even end up backtracking and visiting the same quadrant multiple times. The reason this is stupid is because it's basically a teleportation maze by any other name that punishes you for figuring out which way to go, because it damages you every time you jump in there and experiment and go through the teleporter. Anyway, through experimentation and reloads, I figured out that this is the direction I have to go next. I was able to hit that switch behind the blue skull barrier. That caused that Hell Baron to appear. As you saw, I softened him up with rockets, then finished him off with the shotgun. Another Hell Baron then wanders out. I used my surplus of rockets to take him down as well. We still can't get the yellow skull key. I think that's the yellow. Maybe it's the red. I swear, the yellow and red skulls are so hard to tell apart. And this is coming from someone who has no color blindness. But anyway, you have to run into that alcove that the first Hell Baron came out of. No, second Hell Baron. Hit that switch. That lowers that pedestal, which allows you to get that skull key. Created a quick save there. And now I'm trying to remember where to go next from my practice runs and my reloads and my deaths. Alright, so now we return to the central elevator. Go back in the teleporter. We have to come at it from that direction this time. Again, just figuring this out through experimentation and reloads. This is basically a map that forces you to either play it a million times or to save scum like a madman, and I don't like that. I think it's really dickish design. I already said this at the penultimate map of episode 3 because it had the same problem. Where you have a teleportation maze with damaging radioactive sludge everywhere. And unless you have an incredible memory and sense of direction, you have a very high chance of basically just dying to the sludge just trying to figure out your way around. And I don't like that. I don't think that's very good map design. That's just my opinion. Anyway, obviously there was a swarm of cacodemons. I used my variety of powerful weapons to eliminate them. Then we take the teleporter, which takes us to another lake of radioactive sludge, because the one in the center of the Citadel wasn't enough. There are a couple of radiation suits, so there's a little bit of a mercy there. And we have a couple of bunkers or boxes that you need the skull keys for. And inside that one is a switch. It's not super obvious, unless you're more observant than me. But what hitting that switch did was lower some of those skull railings around that balcony that overlooks this lake. We still can't get in the other box because we don't have the red skull key yet. So I run through that teleporter, and then back through that teleporter. New Hell Baron has appeared. Once again, we'll use our rocket launcher to take him down. By the way, this track is also from the SIGIL soundtrack, believe it or not. That might be hard to believe because it's so different in character from the others we've heard, which are all raging heavy metal. And this is purely an ambience track, just very moody and creepy sounding. I don't think it's bad. I think it does a great job at setting creepy atmosphere and making the player feel on edge and uneasy. But after all those really pulse-pounding driving tracks, it's a weird contrast. Anyway, by once again taking the correct direction in the teleportation maze, we come to the red skull key, grab that, and now we come to the next challenge of this stage. That has lowered a barrier over in that direction, and there's a cyber demon over there. Now, honestly, the more annoying thing than the cyber demon, believe it or not, is enemies scattered around the room trying to take pot shots at me while I'm trying to fight the cyber demon. Now, cyber demons always make for cool boss fights because they're so cool and intimidating and terrifying. Now, it does take me quite a while to kill this guy. You might even say that this fight dragged on so long that it got a little tedious. I'm being very careful because I'm trying not to expose myself to fire from the little mooks scattered around this cavernous chamber. I'm more worried about them than I am the cyber demon. Because even though I make a couple minor mistakes dodging his rockets, for the most part, dodging his rockets isn't hard. You see his animation when he's about to open fire and you just dive behind cover. I think I take one more hit from him for another 10% damage to my health. But that's it. I just got grazed by him twice during this fight. Mostly, it just took a long time to wear him down because with the way he's stomping around in that chamber, he spends kind of a lot of time being not targetable. Now, as it turns out, the way that I chose to kill him appears to be the long, tedious, safer way to do it. Because, as I discover after completing this boss fight... Oh, there's the second hit I took. It does appear that there is what would be a much faster-paced, but also much more dangerous way to fight this guy. Which I didn't know about, and even if I did know about it, I don't know if I would have done it, because it looks real dangerous. I finally got tired of that dude taking pot shots at me in that little tunnel down there, so I took him out with a rocket. Now, as I said before, I believe cyber demons are resistant to rocket damage by virtue of the fact that they're immune to splash damage. So I hit him with a few rockets, but I'm not using that as my main weapon. Finally, I got tired of wasting plasma ammo by missing him half the time, so I switched to a hit scan weapon in my chain gun. And the long, drawn-out battle with the cyber demon continues. Now, although gameplay-wise, I'm not thrilled with this map for the reasons I've discussed, aesthetically it's amazing. It's a masterpiece. This place looks great. As I've said for every map in the Ultimate Doom map pack, everything has such a consistent, cohesive look that is missing from the original Doom maps. It just all fits together and looks right. And the detail on the maps and the ambience, it's really good. Like, this place makes for an awesome demonic citadel. And honestly, if they just got rid of the toxic sludge... Oh, I got him. Cyber Demon down, finally. Honestly, if they just got rid of the toxic sludge in the central chamber, I think this would have been a much better map, and I probably would have regarded it as a lot of fun. Because then it wouldn't be so incredibly punitive, struggling to figure out which direction to go in the teleportation maze. But we now have the final key, the red skull key, which means we can now access the other box in this death sludge lake. I went for the radiation suit. I don't know if that cost me more health than it saved me. We open the red box, and there's a cacodemon and an imp inside. Pull out the rocket launcher, because we still have tons of rockets to take care of them. Flip that switch. And sure enough, that lowered the other set of pillars, or railing, that was in the way. The skull pillars. I just ran around to check that it didn't do anything else. And then we go back through the teleporter. We get a BFG 9000, so if we didn't already have one, we get it there. And this teleportation takes us straight to the duel arena with the cyber demon. So theoretically, you could just grab the BFG 9000, go through that teleporter, and then fight him at point-blank range with that and make for a really short but very dangerous fight. And here in the area where he was stomping around, we see there's like a dozen corpses of Earth Space Marines lying around. Looks like he went on a bit of a slaughtering spree. And with that, with the Cyber Demon defeated, Map 6 is done. That was a toughie. Could have been a really good map, in my opinion, if they just got rid of the Death Sludge in the central area. Maybe added some more monsters to increase the challenge as a compensation or something. It would have been a good map if not for that. But anyway, that's Map 6 done. It was a doozy. 2 maps to go. And we're back in post-commentary mode. This turned out to be another tough one. Not as difficult as maps 1, 2, and 6, but harder than maps 3, 4, and 5, in my opinion. I did like this map, though. This was a fun one, though I struggled with it a little bit. Mostly because there's a lot of nasty ambushes and not a lot of health. So you don't have much wiggle room to make mistakes. And because they like to spring a lot of nasty ambushes on you, there's lots of opportunities to take damage. Anyway, it started out tame, as you saw, just a pincer movement by some zombies and an imp. So nothing particularly frightening. And then, as we approached that wall, it suddenly flew open and we were attacked by a shotgunner and a pinky right in the face. But we were ready for it, so we took them out. And now, entering this room, we see that there's a Berserker pack. I'm going to save that for when I have taken more damage to use that as a heal. Because healing is so sparse on this map. And then we pick up the CRT digital map of this demonic complex, as you do. That gives us a little preview of the room that contains the yellow skull key, but we can't get at it from there. Looks like an inverted cross in the ceiling. It hardly even needs set at this point, but this is yet another map that has great aesthetics. It looks fantastic, it has good atmosphere. There's another ambush coming up, so I pulled out my chain gun to take out the imp and the Caco Demon that decided to pop in out of nowhere and say hi. They do kind of telegraph it a little bit with the dead Marine lying there. So fair enough. Yet another ambush. I took quite a bit of damage from this one, I think. Well, I should have, but it looks like I got very lucky on my damage rolls, so kind of lucked out a bit there. Didn't take too much damage, even though I did take several hits. Oh, and the reason I went in that earlier room with the ambush was because I got a mega armor, as we can see from the fact that my armor was 200% and it's still very high even after taking a few hits. And here we get a supercharge, which of course conjures another ambush. Another swarm of imps. Was it worth it? Did we gain more health than we lost? I'm not even sure. I'm skeptical. I didn't look at my health value before and after, but I suspect that was not worth it. However, we had to do that anyway because it gives us the blue skull key. So that's the first of our keys. That's what I mean about the nasty ambushes on this map. A lone zombie, no real threat. In that direction is the central courtyard, which is completely surrounded by enemies, including a bunch of hit scan enemies. So that place is very nasty and it's easy to take a ton of damage. But we're not going to be heading into the central courtyard for a little while. First I'm going to go into this little room. Oh, and try not to get hit by the Baron of Hell. Go into this room, take out the imps that try to ambush us, and grab some shotgun shells. You could also get a chain gun if you didn't already have it there. Honestly, that probably wasn't worth it for me. I think I used more ammo than I gained, but up the kill count a little bit. Now this next area, if I remember correctly, yes, this is probably the coolest looking area in the map, as we will see. It's basically a demonic shrine with, honestly, the sky kind of looks like the surface of Jupiter to me, but I'm pretty sure this takes place on Earth, this chapter. So I don't think that's supposed to be Jupiter. I think that's just supposed to be a creepy orange and crimson sky. We grabbed another skull key there. Take out the Kako demon shooting at us through those pillars. Seriously though, this is such a cool looking evil shrine. It's incredibly well done. Looks like a poor marine was gruesomely ritualistically sacrificed on that evil altar before that icon of Baphomet or whatever it is. Grab a couple of rockets. But yeah, fantastic atmosphere for that evil shrine. Take out an imp hiding down on the floor. And another imp teleported in behind us. The swine. Managed to get in a cheap hit on us. We still have one more key to go. The yellow key that we saw from that one room. And I backtracked to get the Berserk kit to heal up. Created a checkpoint save there. And now, I believe I'm on my way to get the yellow skull key. Because I still don't have what I need to get through that door, namely the yellow skull key. That door now opens, and it teleports us to the room where the yellow skull key is, so now we can get through those doors. It's a little odd. The doors aren't actually color-coded on this level, so you can't tell what color key you need unless you look at the map or you just mash your face up against them. Now this room very suspiciously raises up some barriers. Can grab mega armor, rockets, and there's also heals. A couple of skulls to hit in that little alcove. Looks like I'm not hitting those switches yet. Open up that door, and a Baron of Hell teleports in behind the barricade there. Nothing too frightening, really. A few rockets will take care of him pretty handily. Oh, I got a little too close when I fired that one and took some splash damage and decided to finish him off with the plasma gun. Alright, looks like I'm finally hitting those skull switches. I'm actually not entirely sure what they do. I assume they're probably necessary to complete the level in some kind of way, otherwise I don't know what would be the point of that area. But maybe I'm wrong, because as I said, I don't actually know what flipping those skull switches does. Now we're getting ready to head into the central courtyard. Take out this Baron of Hell. Since we have so many plasma cells, might as well use up a few more of those. And then switch back to the rocket launcher, because we're full up on rockets as well. Alright, we've done what we can to soften it up from there. Another checkpoint save, which I don't end up needing. I only used one that I actually reloaded on in this map. Not too bad, considering it's a pretty challenging map. And now it's time to head out into the central courtyard that is just swarming with enemies in all directions, including plenty of hit scanners, so it is nasty out there. I still think that sky looks like the surface of Jupiter. So here I'm just desperately going to be dodging around and trying to take out the hit scanners. Because obviously, if they want to hit me, they'll just hit me. It's all up to RNG. So they're the biggest threat. I can dodge all the other stuff. Got hit from behind because there are some imps hiding behind that barricade. Now it's just a matter of cleaning up. Then a Cacodemon rises out of the pit to say hi. We greet him back in the manner that is customary of our people. A few rockets to the face. He didn't take it very well for some reason. Philistine. Just doesn't understand other cultures. Alright, now I grabbed a little bit of ammunition. Okay, now we have to drop into the radioactive waste. But if you're going to force the player to go through a bunch of radioactive waste, this is the way to do it, because it's not a freaking teleport maze, and there's plenty of radioactive suits, so it's pretty fair. And the reason we have to go into that is because that takes us to elevators that go up into those sniping bunkers where we were trading fire with imps and shotgunners before. Going up into that one just allows us to get some health and ammunition. The shotgun ammo was very appreciated because we've been using up a lot of it. Now, we're going to continue going through the radioactive waste to the sniping bunker on the other side of the map. Say hi to the Pinky. No sign of the brain. See, I can do pop culture references. I've never actually seen that show, but I know about it. Alright, we needed the red skull key to get through that barricade. Then we ride the elevator up into the other sniping bunker. Take out the imp who's waiting for us. Now this one, unlike the other one, is mandatory. At least I don't think the other one's mandatory. When we hit that skull switch, a Baron of Hell rises up to greet us, or descends. I think it's rises up. But he didn't notice me, so I just said hello with a BFG 9000 shot right up his backside. He didn't appreciate our cultural greeting either. Alright, so hitting that switch causes a bridge to rise up so we can access this central area. And that switch ends the level. If that's marked as the end of the level, I can't tell how. But before we end the level, we are going to... Why do I keep using the Royal We? Oh well, I'll go ahead and keep doing it, I suppose. We grab some ammunition from underneath those crushers. Because after all, the next level is the last one of Ultimate Doom, so we're going to want to have as much firepower as possible going into it. That concludes map 7, and Hell followed. I liked it. That was a good map. It's just that it took me enough tries to get it down to where I could complete it. I died enough times. I got tired of doing live commentary, so it went to post again. Enjoyed that map, though. Don't have a problem with it at all. It was well designed. Next up, the final map. Alright, I'm trying live commentary for this one again. That might seem kind of crazy considering how the live commentary has gone for a lot of these, but and given that it's the final map, so presumably going to be very difficult, but I figure, hey, the difficulty level's kind of been all over the place, so let's give it a try. Especially because it takes a lot less effort than doing post-commentary. How did I miss that guy? Okay, not off to the best of starts. Alright, you know what? There's too much stuff in here. Let's get a good room clear. Holy smokes. Oh my gosh, that's a lot of guys. Okay, we're going through that ammo pretty hard, so let's try switching to the shotgun. Look at this guy playing hide and seek. Merry-go-round. I know he's here. Or did I kill him? I must have killed him. Okay, never mind. Alright. Got a lot of shotgun ammo as well. In fact, we're full. Okay, and here's the red key. That was easy. Behind us is where we came from. Teleporter. Alright, that makes me nervous. Oh, hi Keiko Demon. How you doing? Actually, you know what? Let's use the rocket launcher. Okay, we have the red key card. Another Keiko Demon. How you doing, buddy? I presume we have to hit those switches to proceed, though I'm not sure what it's doing. We need the yellow key. I wonder if there's going to be... I thought so. Don't show me your anal hole, you disgusting demon ball. Get out of here. Alright, so we have a couple of nice heals for when we need them. Ah, is this what that one skull switch opened, but we still can't get up there, so we probably have to find the yellow key and hit the other one. Okay, fair enough. Although there were a lot of enemies we had to fight here, this is a very doable final map so far. Actually, you know what? Let's go with the chain gun. Oh, some infighting. Okay, didn't mean to do that. I'm really bad about strafing right into teleporters. What is hurting me? Is it getting close to the trees? Darn evil demon trees. More infighting going on. Okay, there's a Baron of Hell up there. You know what? I should probably pull this out. Wow, tough guy. Tough guy. Thank goodness he's finally dead. As for you... Okay. Well, okay, I feel like I'm getting hit from behind. Oh, this is all kinds of dangerous. There's a Berserk pack, should we need it. Let's grab the Mega Armor. Good, he had already been weakened up by the shotgunner. Thanks, buddy. Okay, what does that do? I feel like maybe I want to fight from these parapets a bit more before I follow wherever that went. And what the heck is this? Alright, fine. Can I dart across to that? No. Okay, but it just comes down. Nice. Wow, okay, there's tons of ammunition. And health everywhere. One almost gets the idea that there's probably a nasty boss fight coming up. Wow, supercharge. This is a cornucopia. It's the Holy Grail. Okay, excellent. Who's shooting at me? Probably someone from the ground. Alright, let's try this now. Gonna switch back to the chain gun again. Wow, okay, that was a little evil. So, face this direction. Alright, that's a room, or a hallway. Alright, not too bad, not too bad. What did that open? Does that call the elevator? Okay, yeah, it does. Yellow skull key acquired. I think that was the one we needed, right? Taking cheap shots at me. I heard a teleport. That always makes me nervous that I'm getting hit from behind. I don't see anything. Okay, we've got one guy Over there, dead. Nothing over there. Another supercharge. We don't need that at all, though. We're 191, 191. That would be a total waste to grab that. Okay, and we're back here. Whoa! New enemies have appeared. A new challenger appears. Probably coming at us from both directions, so that makes me nervous. Or not? Okay. I think we can now open up this door. Okay, right. I should have realized there was going to be a Keiko demon. There weren't all the others. Disgusting demon balls die. What's this open up? Oh, right, of course. It's going to complete this. Yes, it creates stairs. Oh, boy. It's been, honestly, relatively tame so far, but I have a feeling an incredibly nasty boss fight is coming. So, just in case I die, so that I don't have to do all those preliminaries again. Oh yeah, this looks like a boss arena to me. Okay, Spider Mastermind. I suppose that's the boss then. I guess it would kind of have to be. We are limited to original Doom monsters, so what else would it be? I mean, I guess it could have been a horde of Spider Masterminds. Alright, let's take out the ads and then take out the Mastermind. A few BFG shots will probably do it. Hey there, baby, what's your sign? Mine is death. Ha! 3 point-blank BFG shots, and down she goes. Is that it? Is that all you got? Oh, okay, nope. Get wrecked. I think I heard something lower. Oh, is that it? Are we done? Really? What the heck? The last level, Unto the Cruel, was easy. That was an easy level. That was maybe the easiest level of Ultimate Doom. I mean, that was a first try blind win. I made one checkpoint save, but I didn't even use it. Whew. I mean, it was a fun level, though. It was well designed and well paced, but surprisingly not very difficult. The Spider Mastermind must have sent forth its legions of hellspawn before your final confrontation with that terrible beast from hell. But you stepped forward and brought forth eternal damnation and suffering upon the horde, as a true hero would in the face of something so evil. Besides, someone was going to pay for what happened to Daisy, your pet rabbit. You know, that was legitimately kind of epic and badass, and then we got Daisy, your pet rabbit. But now you see spread before you more potential pain and gibbitude as a nation of demons run amok among our cities. Next stop, Hell on Earth. And that is the lead-in, of course, to Doom 2. That's it. Doom complete. I think that's every official level from the first Doom. All 3 of the original episodes, and then the Ultimate Doom expansion episode, Thy Flesh Consumed, complete. So what did I think of Thy Flesh Consumed? I mean, obviously the map design had progressed greatly since the original 3 campaigns, and it showed. The design was so much more intricate, so much more technical and complex. Some of the maps were very elegant in how compact yet challenging they were. Aesthetically, they were just a huge step above. I mean, there were some good moments in the original maps too, aesthetically, some parts that looked cool, but a lot of them just kind of looked like a random mishmash of stuff just kind of thrown together. The maps in Thy Flesh Consumed looked terrific, though. Just great atmosphere, very evocative, very consistent look. good layouts, just fantastic. And they were fun. The maps were very fun. I really just can't express enough how much the maps advanced from the original 3 episodes. It's not like the original 3 episodes were bad. They weren't. They were fun. But they came a long way between those original 3 and the Die Flesh Consumed for Ultimate Doom. That doesn't mean it was perfect. Map 6 annoyed me a bit. Map 2 was a little borderline in its design and difficulty, but just kind of right there straddling the line. Map 6 was kind of the only one that I started to lose patience for its gimmick. Very challenging, Die Flesh Consumed. Very difficult, much harder than the original 3 episodes. It's more satisfying and very rewarding to complete such challenging maps. So in that respect, it was great. I'm glad not every single map I'm playing is as hard as those, though, because that gets fatiguing. Even just doing 8 challenging maps, well, really 4 of them were pretty hard. 3 of them were medium, and then the last one, surprisingly, was the easiest one. But there were a lot of tough maps in that map pack, and it's legitimately kind of tiring. It takes way longer to record because I have to practice, die a lot. Sometimes I do post-commentary. So I'm glad not every map is that hard. I'm glad the original 3 were easier, and I was able to go through them a little more relaxed, a little more casual, not have to do tons of practice and post-commentary. But it was very rewarding, completing Die Flesh Consumed. So of course, that leads directly into Doom 2. It's a perfect segue. Am I going to be playing Doom 2? Of course I am. What a silly question. And I'm not going to be waiting either. We're going to be moving directly into the sequel. That's what's coming up next. I'm looking forward to that for many reasons, including the fact that it's going to be a big step backward in difficulty. At least the first few levels will be, and I'm looking forward to being able to play a little bit more relaxed and casual again. So that is what's coming up next. Hopefully you've enjoyed the playthrough so far, and hopefully you will join me as we embark upon Doom 2. I'll see you then.